Acho que eu vou tirar isso aqui. Mas eles estão, né? Bom, deixa aqui.
Hello everyone, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to today's press conference for 51st International Film Festival of India, Goa. Today we have two films from World Panorama section. The first one is The Dogs Didn't Sleep Last Night, directed by Mr. Ramin Rasoli. And the second film is The First Death of Joanna, directed by Ms. Christiane Oliveira. We have her on the dais. I will give a brief introduction about the film and the filmmakers, and then we can proceed further. So our first film, The Dogs Didn't Sleep Last Night. It's based in a remote area in Afghanistan where stories of the lives of a young shepherdess, a birdcatcher boy, and a morning teacher are intertwined after their school is burned down. The young shepherdess takes the risk of saving a woman, US soldier, after a helicopter crash. The birdcatcher boy takes shelter in a tank with the birds. The pinups and illegal music that he loves, and the morning teacher seeks vengeance on the one who has widowed her. Mr. Ramin Rasoli was born in 1971 in Herat, Afghanistan. He started his film career in Iran and now resides in Netherlands. His interest in cinema led him to start writing at the age of 14, and at the age of 16, he made his first 8mm film. He has made 10 short films and 2 feature films. His debut feature film, Lina, entered in the festival circuit in 2017. The Dogs Didn't Sleep Last Night is his second feature film. A warm welcome to you. Our second film for today is The First Death of Joanna. A short introduction about the film. Last summer of 2007, south of Brazil, Joanna, who is 13 years young, needs to unravel a mystery. Why had her great aunt Rosa never dated anyone and ended up dying at virgin at the age of 70? Encouraged by her friend Carolina, Joanna starts an investigation about Rosa's past. Clashing with the conservatism around her, Joanna will discover how the women in her family live out their sexuality and plunges into her imagination to find her own answers. When rumors start in the small town that Carolina had her first kiss with a girl, the growing intimacy between them disturbs and fascinates Joanna. We have the actor who performed as Joanna in the film.
Carolina.
Carolina.
Yes.
Warm welcome to you.
Follow me.
The director of the film, Christiane Oliveira, made her debut in feature films with Nalu on the Border, a Brazil-Uruguay co-production that premiered internationally at Berlinale 2017 and won 18 awards in the 21 national and international festivals. The First Death of Joanna is her second feature film, and she is currently working on her third feature film titled Until the Music is Over. Now, before opening the floor for the questions, I would like both the filmmaker and the actor to give brief introduction about the first film. I would request Mr. Ramin Rasoli to please introduce his film and what was the idea behind making this film. Over to you.
This way? Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you to coming here. The idea it's about the true story is happening in Afghanistan, and I heard about it and some bad news and some good news, and I find four good stories and put it together in my character, and then in the put all four stories in the same time and same place, and made the movie. Yeah.
I would now request Ms. Christiane Oliveira to please tell us about her film and the background of the film.
Thank you. Thank you, all the festival crew, for receiving us here. Well, we're from Brazil, and first of all, sorry for not taking out our mask, because in our country the situation is really, really bad. So we want also to send this message to our people so they can take care of themselves and we can go out of the situation there. Well, the film was shot in the south of Brazil in a very special place that is made by 20 lagoons connected to each other. So it's a big region of sweet water, and Isabella plays Carolina, the best friend of the protagonist, and she was discovered among 70 girls. We did a very big casting, and the film is a story inspired by a real woman that lived like that and died like that at 70 years old and never dated anyone, never have a romantic relationship with anyone. And she was an artist, she was close to me, and her life was a mystery to me. So I started to research about her past, and I started to write about this environment, and in collaboration with another screenwriter, Silvia Lourenço. She's a famous actress in Brazil and a screenwriter. So we kind of mix our personal experiences with the real experience of this woman that inspired us. So we are here to your questions later. And now I will help Isabella translating what she has to say.
Hello. Então, Poder da Vida, a Carolina, que faz parte dessa história, foi mágico. Ela é uma personagem incrível e eu aprendi muito com ela e amadureci também. Afinal, a gente tinha a mesma idade.
So for her, it was magical to be chosen to make this part, and she learned a lot with the character because she was the same age of the character back then. She was 13 when we shot, now she's 15, and it was a big experience for her, her first film, and she learned a lot.
E a gente se identifica muito também. Nós duas somos meninas determinadas e encorajadoras.
So she felt identified with the character because they are both fighter girls, and she likes to investigate. She is curious and supportive, as Carolina is for Joana.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, before we take on the questions, I have a question each for both the filmmakers. My first question is to Mr. Rasoli. I heard that in the film, Iran and Afghan actors have collaborated on this project. How did it materialize, and any particular reasons for this collaboration that there should be actors from Afghanistan as well as Iran? I would like to know your thoughts on this.
Thank you very much. We shoot part-time of the film in Iran because of situation, and we couldn't shoot in Afghanistan, and we make a short part-time in Iran. We made a decoration, and also we use Iranian actor. Most of them actually Afghan, just one Iranian actor, and that. Because we shooting in Iran, and he also like Afghan and speak Afghan, and then also good actor, and we choose them in the film. But the rest of actor and actress was all Afghan.
My second question is to Ms. Oliveira. when I was researching about the film, I came to know that it was shot in Osorio in Brazil, which is to the south of Brazil. So I know the film is also about the windmills and the people taking over the land for that. So was there any particular reason to select this place only for making this film?
Yes, there's a place where the landscape has a wild contrast, you know, these big lagoons next to a virgin forest mountain, and suddenly this natural environment was being changed by the construction of a wind power plant. So the windmills of this wind power plant started to appear on the horizon, and I was very curious about that. It's a kind of a modernization, you know, kind of a fresh look coming from abroad, changing the landscape, changing the way people live. Many of them, of the locals, started to receive royalties because of the windmills were placed on their lands. So suddenly it became a rich area, and I realized that could be an interesting scenario for a woman that is changing. You know, she's in a moment of her life that she's also changing, and she needs to face this interference from abroad. Well, that's it.
Thank you. I would now request if anyone has any questions from the audience, please. Microphone, please.
Yeah, very good afternoon. This is Ajay from Bangalore. My question is to Christiana Oliveira and Isabella. In your film, her parents, one will be, I think, marine biologist, father will be, and another will be in Berlin to do her career or some studies. I mean, mother will be. So, is this, you have shown two contrasts between the difference between the parents. Is it for in their staying in that Brazil, the father want to stay there, the mother will go to Berlin for better living. Is it like that understanding?
Yeah.
For better prospects, career or living, anything?
Yes, because she works with the German language, and she went there to study. There is that scene where Lara said, I would love to keep talking German. And then she said, I can teach you, I can give you classes. So we understand that she works with the language. She could be a teacher, or she's just studying German. And that's something very common on that region because it's a German colonization area. So we have that community that came from the colonists that came in the 19th century to the south of Brazil to colonize Brazil. So we have many communities there that are they came from the descendants from the German people.
Yeah, just a small add. I think your another film which we saw, I think he directed, both had Berlin reference.
Oh, yeah.
Both had Berlin reference. It's the really situation there, the people for better prospects and career, are they moving to Berlin or it's part since, if I'm right, your film also has co-production with Berlin, if I'm right. So for that purpose, the Berlin has been used in both films, I mean Germany and Berlin.
Well, the artistic situation in Brazil, sometimes it's really, really hard. So there are artists that go to Berlin to try to live there and to try to make a living there from art. And actually, Brazil has a good cooperation with Germany, and we have Goethe Institute. It's an institution, a German institution that really helps artists going abroad. And it's a very different situation. His film is because of this artistic environment that Berlin evoke. And I am from the south, where we have a very strong German influence in the south of Brazil. He's from the center-west, Brasilia, and I am from Porto Alegre, the south, and we can feel this German influence around yet.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Any more questions from the audience? I have one for Mr. Razoli. Uh, there are very great filmmakers in Iran itself, like Majidi. And also, when we were talking at the backstage, you said that you are also influenced by the Bollywood Indian filmmakers. So I would like to know what contribution they have in your filmmaking, or how have they influenced you in any way, if you would. Iranian also, and even Indian filmmakers also, please.
Thank you. Uh, Actually, in Afghanistan, we grew up with a Bollywood movie because of culture is really closing. And I also, when I grew up, my grandfather, father, everyone watch Indians movie. And also, if you walk in the street, you can hear Indians music right now everywhere. And that is very closing thing in Indians and Afghanistan, and also between Afghanistan and Iran, because Iran and Afghanistan is speak same language, and culture is also very close. And then that was is in my movie also you can see part in Indians music of Indians pictures, and also in Iran that is because of them, because it's very growing, yeah, growing up and culture is same, yes. Mm. Oh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, I not working with Majidi, but I know him because he's a very great director in Iran, and I saw also his film, and all, what we not working together right now.
During the Taliban regime, there was a total ban on films and, music. Even people who used to, listen to the radio music in their own homes, they used to be, they were killed by these Talibanis. They used to kill. They used to enter homes and kill people who used to listen to music. So, what is your take on this? What you want to say on this regarding this? What is your feeling on this era?
Actually, I'll also show in the film the young boy who listening in the music. When Taliban come, he hide everything from the music of picture, because Taliban is against the music. Yes, that's true. But now it's changing. Now is very changing. Also, Taliban is gone. A part of small places now is still Taliban. Is yes true. People can't watch a movie or listen to music. That is forbidden. But yeah, that's true. But also, I try to show this thing in my film also.
Okay, thank you. I would like to know from Isabella. It is her first film, right? So, how was her experience working in the film, and does she look at films as a career in future?
Como foi
What
para
is it?
ti trabalhar no filme, como teu primeiro filme, e se tu olha para isso como uma carreira no futuro?
Foi uma experiência muito nova e surreal também, porque eu nunca imaginei fazer um filme, e depois de fazer eu vi que realmente era a carreira que eu queria seguir, e eu quero ser atriz.
So it was something very new for her and a kind of surreal to be part of a film. But she already studied theater before, just to say. And after making the film, she realized that's what she wants for her future. She really wants to be an actress.
That's great to hear. Do you have any questions from the audience? I think then we can close the press conference with the final remarks from the filmmakers. Mr. Rosolo, can you tell us about your experience in IFFI, Goa, and about a filmmaking process, how you got into it, what's your passion behind making films and all.
I actually very happy to be here because in this situation every film festival is closing, and when I heard that the Goa is gone and invited me to festival, I was very happy because that is a very big chance to me to show my film, and also Goa Film Festival is one of big festival in the world, and then that's very nice for me. And also I love India. That first time I'm come here, and that's very enjoy it. And thank you this festival to invited me.
Thank you. We are pleased to have you. I also came to know that it was first time that he watched his film on the big screen, so it must have been a fascinating experience for you too. Miss Oliveira, your final closing remarks on the film, on the visit to India, IFFI, Goa, and the film festival.
So it's a big chance for us to be here. We travel many days. It's a long journey from Brazil to be in India. So we thank a lot the festival. And it was a big surprise also because in Brazil we have now a far right-wing government that is working against some LGBT rights or policies around education for young people that are going back. You know, we are facing a very hard moment there, and I'm proud to see a festival here made by the government and that accepts films like ours that touch these gender and sexual orientation issues. And I congratulate you all for having a festival like this and to make possible for us to discuss this such sensitive matters for us. Quer falar umas palavras finais?
Assim como foi meu primeiro filme, também foi meu primeiro festival, então foi maravilhoso poder estar aqui, ainda mais sendo na Índia, que é um país com uma cultura muito rica, um país maravilhoso e que nos recebeu muito bem. Então, obrigada.
So she was saying that as it was her first film, was also her first festival. So she was very happy to be here. And what else? You talked too much and I forgot.
Que a Índia é um país incrível.
Oh yeah, and she's very happy to be in India. That is an amazing country that with a very rich culture that she's really happy to be able to get to know in person.
Thank you. We all are pleased to have you here. Thank you. We can conclude the press conference now. Thank you for being here.